Hi guys, I've often pondered the morality of teaching dangerous techniques to children. It's often argued that children will just go out and misbehave with whatever you teach them. So if you teach them eye pokes or, groin kicks, that they will go out and do those. And I'm sure anyone who's ever instructed kids know that, especially little boys, love to poke each other in the privates. I think it's because it's naughty rather than because it's forbidden. But the fact is, within my syllabus, obviously, just the learning capacity of kids limits the number of techniques that you can teach them. And I think that that's appropriate anyway, because you're not trying to give them everything while they're still young. You're trying to give them a basic grounding. However, increasingly, parents bring kids to us to make them bully proof, or at least to make them bully resistant. And with the increased publicity of child abduction and child murders and that kind of thing, I think many parents are hoping that their children will get more of a chance in an abduction situation than if they didn't do karate. Now, I would hope that any parent is prosaic enough to say, look, if you've got a 5 or 7 or even a 10-year-old and a grown adult man is trying to abduct them, that they're probably going to have trouble defending themselves, even with karate. However, for me, I do take my responsibility to give kids the best chance very seriously. Now, that's not to say that I teach them that they can survive, but I teach them to be cautious about the situations that they put themselves in primarily, rather than to learn how to fight their way out of those situations, which should always be our first emphasis. However, I think we have to be prosaic about children's self-defense and say, in terms of strength, I think any child up to about the age of 10, maybe 12, could probably hit me in the body with their best shot and do nothing to me, hit me in the groin, and even a 5-year-old could probably drop me, gouge me in the eyes, and a little baby could drop me, certainly incapacitate me to the degree that I would not be able to focus on if I was up to no good. So personally, I am very careful to make the distinction when I'm teaching kids between techniques that are to deal with bullies, because obviously very often if a kid uses a violent technique, even a kick in school, against even a bully, then they will find themselves in trouble as well, maybe even expelled. It happened with one of my colleagues, Julie Sharp, and her son had been bullied remorselessly for 2 years by a boy. And the teachers always said, there's nothing we can do about it, And in fact, the one time they tried to do something, the boy's dad came in and threatened to beat the headmaster up, and that was the last time they tried to deal with him. And so Ricky Sharp did karate, and he was quite a big lad, but he was a peaceful guy. And then one day he just kicked this kid. The kid was bullying him, so he kicked him in the chest, put the boy on his back, and like so many bloody bullies, the kid bawled his eyes out, and the school threatened to expel Ricky over it. Now, he was only 10 at the time, and the school really handled the situation badly. But unfortunately, schools have this policy that whoever's standing is the bully, and also this stupid zero tolerance policy as well, where any violence, then everybody gets punished. And we can deal with that another time. The point is that when I'm teaching children to defend themselves at school, I always teach them the least violence necessary approach to anti-bullying, which is to say, stay away from the situations, get help. If you have to fight, do the least possible. Almost a Buddhist philosophy that you don't do no more harm than you have to. So if you can break free just by spinning your arm out of a grip, you don't have to punch somebody in the teeth and knock their teeth out, for example. However, I do then make a distinction if they're attacked on the street, that there's a level of violence above that. I guess we would call that level 2, which is where you can be quite violent, but you don't have to be ruthlessly violent. So, for example, a kick in the groin or a punch in the teeth might be appropriate if somebody bullies you out on the street, especially knowing that you might not be able to get help. And then the final level, of course, is where you are abducted or an adult's attacking you, where you don't really have a lot of physical chance in a stand-up fight. So you have to go to high damage areas, as I said before, the groin, the eyes, the throat, maybe the knees, stamping on the foot, those kind of things, going for the eardrums, things that are going to cause damage no matter how weak or how great the power disparity is between the child and their attacker. So I believe wholeheartedly that it is appropriate to teach absolutely the nastiest techniques to children, so long as they are appropriate to the situation. And I think that kids, even from the youngest ages, are able to make distinctions, especially so long as you police those very strictly in the dojo. That they'll quickly realise that poking each other in the groin or grabbing people around the neck is unacceptable at any stage except in the direst need, and they will show self-restraint. And then the kids will have those techniques available if they should ever need them. So I'd be interested to hear your opinion, guys. Take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please take the time to rate and comment, and it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. Thank you.